Everybody's doing something, and everybody has a story.
Join us and a few friends along our journey as we ride ours.
Welcome to the What Are We Doing podcast. What's going on, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yo.
We here, guys. What's going on?
What's up, everyone?
Another week. Just finished that, what's that drink called?
That tonic.
What is it?
The roots. I got Agent over here drinking roots in the morning.
I was telling him
to start off his day.
Have my back straight up for a few days. We're gonna see how that go. We're gonna see what they're talking about.
The camera guy said he waiting for a dance hall party. That jokes. Yo, how was your weekend, bro? How's everything?
Weekend was good. Weekend was good. I'm recovering still.
Oh, so
yeah.
You're still
what I'm really able to do.
Did you get they didn't give you like a disabled or handicap sticker?
No, I don't want one.
I feel like you should have got one of those.
I don't want one.
Nah?
No.
All right.
I'm not handicapped. I'm handicapable.
Oh my goodness, here we go, bro. You could have got the easy parking spot for the next couple of months, bro.
Because then that would have took away from someone who's actually handicapped.
Which is you.
No, I'm not handicapped. I'm handicapable.
All right, go ahead, superhero.
If I gotta walk an extra block, I walk the extra block. Shadi asked me to do that too. Not saying I ain't doing that.
What's the doctor saying about rehab and everything like that?
So I'm recovering like extremely quickly,
and
it's kind of like surprising. That's what I was being told, but I don't know how. I'm underestimating how severe this injury is.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, yes. I went to the doctor the other day. He mentioned that he wants me to start like squatting more.
Okay.
Getting that more flexibility range in my knee. It is still a little swollen. He wants me to wear the brace, but not as much. Just like get more strength in my knee. Actually, I should take it off while we sitting here too. And yeah, so I just want to make sure I'm ready for the end of the month.
I know you're ready to get back in the gym.
Yeah. I know for a fact I told myself I'm not going to go back into the gym until like mid-July. So I just put my account on freeze because I don't want to pay $60 a month. I'm not going.
Damn, your gym is $6 a month?
Yeah. So they dropped it down to 10.
You need to come over to good UFC, bro.
How much is your gym?
I think like $30 a month.
That's crazy.
But we don't have a.
Your gym is like in West. Like,
no, my gym is closer than your gym.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Your gym is in like New Jersey. He goes to UFC gym.
My gym is not that far. My gym is 10 minutes from here, if that.
He's on Merrick Road. Where you on Merrick Road?
Now Merrick on
Jericho
Turnpike.
Okay.
Hillside goes into Jericho once you reach Long Island, and then it's further past.
Nah, but
your gym is next to oh, hold on, guys. Did you guys just hear another voice? You definitely have a new guest today. But before we get into that, let's actually wrap this part up real quick.
All right, cool.
No, my gym is in New Hyde Park. Jericho Turnpike, where your gym is at, is in Glen.
Your gym might be closer because you could go on the highway and take it.
Besides that, it's still closer though, even distance wise.
Debatable.
That's not debatable. You can't debate distance,
bro. You know my gym is at, right? My gym is by the McDonald's, like that mansion McDonald's,
right in Garden City.
Yeah, no, it's not a Garden City.
What is that at?
That's I think it's New Hyde Park too.
It's Garden City.
Nah, it's New Hyde Park.
I'm 100% sure it's Garden City.
All right, let's
100% sure it's Garden City.
All right, we gonna see.
We got a new guest here today, guys.
Let's go. Let's introduce our guest.
We got a living legend. Someone I have a total amount of respect for. He doesn't want to be called a living legend, but he's definitely a living legend. The real OG. We're going that's giving away his age, but he got a nice backstory. Literally one of the biggest queens right here. So Luc Stephen, what's going on, man?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. Appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for coming out. So what's your name? Where you're from? Let the guests know.
My name is Luc Stephen. I am from Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
What part of Jamaica, Queens?
Southside.
Southside.
Oh, man. We have a lot of
Southside. Yeah, that's where it's at, man. You ever realize the greats come from Southside? You got me. You got Luke.
I love how you threw yourself in there first.
That's cool. 50. It's so many people. I could keep going, man. If we were to do that, the whole episode would be about greats from Southside.
I guess. Well, it was a pleasure to have you on. We wanted to just dive in and say like what you got going on now. What do you do now? I know you have your hands in a little different stuff, and let's just tell people what you're about.
Well, right now I am a filmmaker.
Okay, dope.
Started out with YouTube, of course, a web series web movie series is what we created. I'm a co-CEO of Industry Unlocked, and we do films and videos. And I'm just trying to make it do what it do. I'm just working hard, and that's about it.
How'd you get into that?
Well, basically, I got into it from another Queens legend. Chaz Williams brought someone, my partner, Jamal Doctor, and
I'm pretty sure you guys know who Chad Williams is. It's a legend right there as well.
So we wanted to. He wanted to. It just started with the equipment, and we saw how it was about the equipment and doing videos. So that's what it started at. So when we seen how Money and Violence took off, shout out to all of them. Shout out to Mo. It inspired us to let's do a web series.
Wait, real quick, for those who don't know, what is Money and Violence?
Money and Violence is a web series that kind of set the trend for all web series. Millions and millions of viewers. They had gotten a deal with Tidal, so definitely was a influence for us to try to get into that line of business. So we did 2 movies. Pray Before You Eat 1, Pray Before You Eat 2. We garnered 500,000 views.
Yeah, it was dope.
We just wanted to do something different because all these people that was on the web was doing, guys doing this, doing that. So we decided to hey, let's do a set it off type of thing, and we dealt with the women. So we had the women doing the stuff that the men do.
Dope.
And the reason that we came up with a movie series is because no one did that. So I was like, yo, let's go beyond the difference of the characters. Let's make something different so it's like a stamp, like it's no one that's in that category.
It's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, so you have to come up with something different to make you stand out, especially with the way that the internet is, because there's so many people doing the same thing that you have to do something to set yourself apart. Like you got all these people doing skits. So I try to look like I'll repost people that's doing skits, but I try to look for things that I guess can make me laugh, because it starts to get repetitious when people is doing the same thing. So
that's true.
You have to become very creative in what you do. So we started with the web series, did a documentary. I started working with other people, and I started harnessing my talents as a producer because I'm a good organizer. That's a backstory we don't have to speak about.
We can go back into that too.
I'm good at organizing.
Okay.
And I'm good at turning an anthill into a mountain. That's part of my talent. So as far as being a producer, I've worked on a few documentaries, a few series, and I'm just trying to expand the brand and get as much knowledge as possible so I can be better at my craft, where now I'm starting to get the checks for it.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to be sought after, which is a good feeling.
That's dope.
So you're saying, what you mentioned at the end, you're just starting to get the checks from it. So how long were you after this until you actually started seeing actual checks? Because people think no matter where you are, you could just get on and money starts flowing in.
All right, I look at the first 2 Pray Before You Eats. Those is our mixtapes. If you're an artist, you're going to put out a mixtape because you're going to try to get the buzz.
Yeah.
500,000 followers, 500,000 views, not followers, 500,000 views, that is a following. So the thing is, again, with this social media, is you have to get people to become aware of. I have to shout out Money Lynn, who was the PR at the time. You know what I'm saying? So she also helped to put us out there tremendously.
How does she really go about doing that?
Radio interviews, with podcasts, internet radios. This is 50, Jack Thriller. She kind of and of course, while she's doing her job, I'm learning and meeting people while she's doing her job, and we grew into it. We got a tremendous friendship.
So you was really you stayed around people who are great at what they do.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the smartest person in the room, because if I'm the smartest person in the room, how am I going to learn? So I think that learning is something that you're going to do all your life, as long as you live. I don't never want to be the top dog. I'd rather be the guy coming up and learning, and after I learn enough from this person, I'm going to go to this person or go to that person.
So how do you get, like, everybody always says, like, oh, you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room. How do you get in those rooms if you're not the smartest guy? How do you position yourself in those rooms to even get that knowledge?
I guess you have to be somewhat kind of smart yourself to get out of that one room that you're in.
Right.
For someone to see you and be like, you know, like, oh, I think this guy is dope, and then you create a relationship, and you know, it's all about networking and relationships. So, you know, like, I'm not the type of person, like, I'm not going out to parties and I'm not popping bottles. You know, I did that. I'm a little bit older than you guys by a couple of years, not much.
About 2-3 years.
About 2 or 3 years. So, you know, I had my fun when I was younger. So now when I go out for a purpose.
Of course.
What will be your purpose?
The purpose is to network and to meet people, and because sometimes it's not about what you know, but about who you know.
Right.
Of course.
You know, but you do have to know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just gonna be what you know. It's not gonna just be who you know. You got to know something. You know.
Of course.
So,
of course.
You know, I mean, and it's really no formula. Like, what I lack in talent, I make up in hustle. You know what I'm saying? And that hustle is going to bring that talent. And I'm going to absorb that talent, and I'm going to learn. I'm the kind of guy, like, you have some people, like my partner, Will, and hats off to him. He would sit in that room and watch YouTube tutorials all day.
All day.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. He can stay in that YouTube and watch them tutorials all day and play with it and figure it out. I can't do that. I have to I would go to film festivals. I would go to seminars. I would ask questions. That's what I get.
That's how you do it.
You know, but then again, he's working the camera. He's doing the editing.
Right. So he pretty much, he has to.
Yeah.
But that's his way of learning. His way of learning is to the story. Your way of learning is actually talking with someone.
Or being on a different set. And then, you know, like, okay, for instance, I got a Tales show. I went to one of my friends, BJ, he's a producer on Tales.
Right.
That's a 1.4 million episode budget. So you can imagine I'm going on that set, you know, what I see. So, you know, it makes it look like the things that I'm doing is nothing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, the independence is like, hey, you know, them guys is doing that thing, Industry Unlocked, like, yo, they got this shit, they got things locked, like they doing what they're doing.
Does that motivate you when you're around that?
Of course it does.
How does it motivate you?
I gotta work harder.
There you go.
I gotta work harder. You know, like, some people, you know, feel like, yo, I made it, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They get content.
And they're not even there. You know what I'm saying? Social media is, you can do smoke and mirrors. So it's like, you can look like you're good and you're not good, and some people is happy with that. I'm just not happy with that. You know, I need the bag. I need the money. You know, like, people have said in the past, like, oh, you know, he got the bag, like, he's straight, like, you know what I'm saying? He's part of Vibes. He's doing this, like, yo, he's straight. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not financially secure. Financially secure is your money's working for you while you sleep, which some instances my money does work for me while I'm asleep, but I can't sit back for 2 years and don't do nothing. And my bills is paid and I'm living the life of Riley, so I haven't made it. Like, 50 is worth millions and millions of dollars. That dude constantly works.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so if I did get to a plateau, then I would look at a him or a Jay or Dre, because it's like, you can't be satisfied where you at. You have
not
to
at
keep
all.
going.
How was that transition? Because, like you said, you're a little bit older and you do a great job on social media. I was checking out your social media, looking, you got a nice following going. How did you transition, like change with times into getting in social media like that?
I think that that's just one of the talents that I have. Like, all right, so to go back, I can see, like, some people, you know, they'll say they're stuck in the times. Like some people from the 80s are stuck.
Right. I'm
never talking about what I used to be or how I used to. And if someone is trying to get me to do an interview of back when, I'm going to say only if I can talk about now.
Of course.
You know, like, I did an interview with Gully TV. Gully TV is known for doing interviews with street people.
Right.
You know, and he was like, "Oh, I'm telling you, yo, you do this, they see the pictures with the gold chain, they're gonna go crazy." So now, again, I think I've done different interviews. The most views that my interviews have gotten has been 1,200, 1,000. Gully, when he does his street interviews, he's getting 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna give him some of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna put out there the company what I'm doing also.
Yeah.
In it. So Gully has taken my same interview and has put it out there 3 different times in 3 different cuts.
Yeah,
So
I saw.
altogether, it might be like maybe close to 50,000 in views.
Okay.
You know, so for me, it's like, okay, it may not be like his regular interviews because I'm not talking about, hey, I did this
Right.
and I did that. I may talk about what I did, but I'm more or less not
Covering it.
I'm not bragging about it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And some things I can't speak about. Like you have some people that they might have told and they can talk about all that stuff.
Right.
I can't talk about it.
So when you say you're not bragging about it, right? Because a lot of people from your era, you know, I won't speak on it, but from that era, they won't. They will brag about it now. So what makes you not want to brag about it?
Because I got a life. I'm doing something else. Like if that's all that I had to harp on, then I would be bragging about it. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, I was this and I was that, and like, yo, we made so much money and we did that. But you know, like people say, hey, you should do a book or you should do a film on you. It's just like, I'm not done yet, so how can I do a film on me?
Of course,
because one thing, and I'm learning the film business, is like I have to win. So now once I win, okay, I can talk about that in the film because it'll show a transition.
Right.
And it'll show like a reversal, and it'll show like, hey, I'm helping this and I'm helping that, and then it's something to talk about.
Right, because whenever I'm talking to someone, you know, from different eras, they always saying, I was this, I was that. And in my head, when they always talk about what they were before and not what they are now, back to what you were saying, they don't transition. They don't really grow with the times or reinvent themselves. And I noticed that, like, with you always reinvent yourself. You know, so how important is it to reinvent yourself, and how do you actually go about it to reinvent yourself to make sure that you're still relevant?
Again, it's very important to reinvent yourself, and you have to go with the times. Like I can remember being locked up, right? And we walk the yard, and someone might say, "Oh, what you call it is in pocket now, right?"
What's pocket?
You know, like they're in pocket, like they're running the streets or whatever. You know, I mean, because early on, of course, it's like when I go home, I'm gonna be a better criminal and go back to jail. And,
so when you're in jail, you're thinking about coming out to be a better criminal.
When you're first going in there?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you won't get caught?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then you go into that like, yo, I'm holding court in the street. They're never going to do whatever. I'm not coming back here.
Yeah.
Right.
So, of course, you go back again. You know, then like when I did the Fed bid, I was just like, okay, this is over with. Because, you know, when you're young, you got energy.
Exactly.
So, you know, you can do that. When you get older, you know, and someone's like saying, yo, Pop, come here, let me holler at you. I can't go to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't go to jail now.
So when do you consider it a win? Say, you said you don't want to tell your story or write your story because you feel like you didn't win yet. But from where you were and where you're at now, like a lot of people will consider this a win. Like you made it this far. You've done.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I have made accomplishments. Am I where I want to be? No. Have I gotten and made progress? Of course, I've made progress, but I've come this far. But I still got far to go. I didn't come this far to just be this far.
Right.
You know, I have bigger expectations on myself. I got grandkids now.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, I gotta make sure
doing
that
your age
my
out there talking about
grandkids.
grandkids.
Hey, listen, I'm talking about, you know, being out in the 80s. That says something too.
That's true.
Y'all two probably wasn't even born in the 80s.
Nah.
Duh.
So you know what I'm saying?
I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah. So like, you know, when I'm doing my thing, and I'm, you know, I don't know how old you guys are, but when I'm in like my late teens or whatever, that's the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Life is different. So again, with me, you know, coming from that era where it was like very rough.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't no cameras around. Wasn't no social media around. It was like you did what you did, and you know, that's how it was. It was no, like, you didn't have to worry about the house with the camera and the house with this. So like when you violated, you got dealt with. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying. So for me now, it's like I don't even want to argue with anyone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. Before I get into an argument with someone, okay, you got that.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying, because at times a person can get angry. Like, you have to remember, like, that's part of me. You know what I'm saying? So in a moment, things can, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the moment, my thought might be like, oh, I could take this nigga's head off. But then I'm going to be like, all right, don't worry about it. You got it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a different time, it's a different area, and it's a different life. So again, for me, that's just my story.
So what made you flip that switch to like the old hustle to the new hustle that you're doing that now? What do you think that was that pivotal moment in your life where you're like, you know what, I got to stop all this shit.
Pivotal moment is you get tired when you're locked up. And
how long were you locked up for?
Altogether, or
each time? Then we'll go all together.
All right. Well, the first time I think I might have been 16, 1.5 to 4.5. Then I did a 2-year violation. Then I got a big case we went to trial for. Excuse me. I was probably facing like 25, and I got I beat the big charges, so I ended up with 3.5 to 7.
Okay.
So that's 3.5, 5, and 1.5.
9, about 10.
And then I did the feds. I had to do 5 years. So like once you're arrested with the feds and you're seeing all these stories and people telling on their mothers and you know, all types of stuff that's going on there, then you realize, like, and again it has to hit you like, okay, if you get arrested again,
it's over.
Lights is out.
Yeah.
You're never coming home again. So for me, it's like I can't do that because something happens, I'm never coming home again.
I hear you.
So I like it out here.
Yeah.
Now, you know, if I was jacked up, you know, then maybe like, okay, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna be a legend, I'm gonna live off my name, and I'm gonna be able to no rent, no whatever, and I'm good. But that's not in my vision. My vision is to grow, to bring my family, whether like to get enough money where it's like I can employ my daughter, my son, my grandkids is okay. That's my vision. My vision is to have a house with the compound where it's my family in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you from the Caribbean, so you know about those compounds.
I'm from the Caribbean.
Okay,
he's not from the Caribbean.
You know, but that's just like in Haiti. You know, my family does fairly well. So it's just different businesses that my family partakes in the country. But I'm just trying to make it here, you know, and then probably go over there.
So one of the questions I have is, so you probably did a little over 10 years all combined. How can somebody like you do 10 years, come back and still kill it when you have people who never been to jail, who are not doing shit in their lives or not really making it, but you lost so many like years.
Yeah.
And you came back and you're still killing the industry, and you have people who are out going to college, doing this, doing that, who not quote unquote as successful as you are right now.
Okay. Again, that's drive, that's determination. That's who you are. So I'm doing a project called The Influence, right? So when I was younger, I ran away from my culture because my mother was like super strict. Hey, go stand in the corner. And then one day I was like, I'm out.
Okay.
And
how old was you?
Yeah.
High school, like 9th grade. She was telling me, like, don't mess with that American girl because she wants to get pregnant by you and get on welfare. So it's like no girls,
Caribbean
no nothing.
Parents hate.
So it's like I'm in school and all the dudes is getting, you know, I'm at that age like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
You're trying to experiment.
Yeah, and I'm playing basketball. I'm getting 90s, and the only ones that's getting the girls is the ones in the cafeteria. So.
Were you trying to go to the cafeteria?
I started hanging out in the cafeteria.
Of course.
You know, I got someone. You know, I got someone pregnant.
Your mother was right.
Make sure everything worked right.
Your mother was right.
Mother was right.
Of course.
And you know, it just went from there.
How did that change your life? Getting a girl pregnant at such a young age.
Well, I had a dream of I'm gonna play basketball. So I went to Andrew Jackson. Coach Granby was like, "You're a shrimp.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, you're a shrimp, and you're not going to make it in the pros." This guy just shattered my dream. What does he mean I'm not going to go to the pros? Why do you think I'm playing basketball and playing ball hours and hours and hours? Like, yo, you could get into school, but you're not going there. So once she got pregnant, it became like I have to make some money.
Yeah.
My dream of going to the pros
got shattered. Indefinitely.
Because I'm extra young, so like that's a dream.
Of course.
I mean, now growing up, it's a reality. Like you was too short, you would never get there. He was telling me facts, but you know, when you're young, you don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear that.
So do you feel like that's a pivotal moment of when kind of got you in the streets? Like, damn, like these dreams is crushed. Let me go on and get some money.
Yeah, and then it evolved from one thing to the next. I think I think that I excelled in the streets because I already was a 90 student. So then once you bring the street element in,
it's easy.
Then it became something else. So it's not like I grew up a super tough guy, but I was around some super tough people, and that kind of rubs off on you.
Of course.
And they took to me because
you become who you are. You become who you're around. That's what I mean.
And not only that, I'm smarter than the average 14-year-old that's in the streets,
right?
And 15-year-old. So it's like, damn, I can do this with him, and damn, he's already positioned himself, so he doesn't even have to be on the corner like me. So it was like, those were my mentors, those were my peers, so they kind of like admired, and I'm the type of person that, you know, we might go out, I might come in at 4, but I'm gonna be on the block at 6. You know, I'm not going to sleep till 1 a.m, then come out at night. So that means that they was getting their money.
Right,
so
and you wasn't getting yours.
And I want to get mine, and they was pushing the envelope. So, I mean, I'm a hustler. I'm a grinder. That's just who I am. If you have it in you, then you're going to make it.
You're going to make it happen.
The reason that everyone can't do it is because everyone just can't do it. Some people have to work 9 to 5, but the mentality, especially now, is that everybody wants to be a boss. When some people have to be Indians,
right?
Some people have to be the chief. Everybody wants to be a chief, so they go through life thinking that they're a chief, and they're really not a chief.
Yeah, it's a lot of number 2s that's out here that their life would be so much better if they just stay at number 2, but they want to be a number 1 so bad. As you just said, same with social media. Social media portrays as if everyone's a number 1, and that's not true. If people just stay in a position, they're gonna excel in what they're great at, but they don't want to do that.
Well, again, that's another reason besides our people, quote unquote, our mentality is, you know, we're crabs in a bucket pulling each other down. Like some people don't see the vision. Like I may do things, right? And I'm not telling you what I'm doing,
right?
But trust me, at the end of the road, everyone is included. Like I may shine now, but later on, everybody's going to shine. But everyone can't do it at the same time.
It's
impossible.
Can't.
Yep. One has to go. So you can't envy the one that's going. So
you got to keep lifting each other up.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, with me, it's like, okay, I got my past. I got other businesses. Like, when I got into the film thing, Vibes is what helped 100%.
So what's Vibes for those who don't know?
Vibes is the #1 restaurant in the country.
Okay, that shit.
You know, so it's the owner is a personal friend of mine and his wife. What happened is I did a restaurant on my own on Merrick called Play the Soul. Then I did a restaurant in Atlanta called those was nightmares. Look, I can't even remember.
Pushed out your head.
Damn. And it was a Jamaican well, whatever. I had the one in Atlanta, so I had the Partners from Hell.
Yeah.
He wanted to turn Vibes was a sports lounge. Hey, I want to turn it. Come in here and partner up with me. So I didn't have to put any money up. Perfect situation.
Yep.
I didn't have to put
sweat equity. That's it.
I didn't have to put any money up. I just had to do what I do, which is turn an anthill into a mountain.
Right.
Right. Usually I turn an anthill into a mountain, and then I turn, and then something happens. You know what I'm saying? But he taught me about like the liquor.
Yeah.
How to tell if someone's stealing liquor. Like he had all that down pat because he had 20, 25 years in the nightclub business. So it's things that I learned. Things about like you know, I'm the type is like I'll put up money like just for promotion. Like
the investment,
I'll kick out the money.
Yeah.
He taught me how to be very stingy with
kicking out money.
Kicking out the money to do the promotion and still get the results. Like, the whole thing is like, my thing was, I get the people in, the chefs and everyone else have to keep the people coming. I don't cook the food, even though I can cook. But
yeah, you could. I had a veggie burger before. It was good.
You have to be able to keep them.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, so I use everything that's happened to me in my life as part of my brand to bring them in. People was infatuated with the 80s. Come on in. I'm a fixture in South Jamaica, Queens.
Of course, yeah.
So whatever I'm doing is going to work. People's going to come to see. Even if they want to see it fail, they're going to come to see.
Just to be a witness.
You know, like the first restaurant I did, Plate of Soul, was making $100 a day. And then when I came in, within a week, it was making $1,000 a day. Only thing is that my partner felt that the $1,000 a day was coming from him. You know what I'm saying?
So it was jealousy.
Cooking. Yeah, because it would be like if someone came in and said, "Hey, is this Luc's restaurant?" You know, that upset him.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anyone says. If I got a place,
just keep out the results.
And say this, like even with the joint in Atlanta, you know, Mimi came there and she put that. I was the owner, and you know, she called me in like, and I was just like, you're worried about the wrong thing. You should be worrying about getting my money back instead of who they say is the owner.
So why did the restaurant in Atlanta fail?
The restaurant in Atlanta
the nightmare.
failed. Well, no, Merrick was the nightmare.
Oh, okay. American what?
Merrick, and right across from the church.
Oh, Allen's Church?
Right across from Allen's Church.
Okay.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So I had that.
I remember.
Oh, you remember? You was a little kid then.
I didn't know that was a spot.
Yeah, Plate of Soul. Matter of fact, I think Nico.
Yeah, I remember
with your family before about something. Oh yeah, he probably because he swore he was a ladies' man. So
he wasn't.
I met Nico. Nico said, "Yo, I live in Trump Towers. Sylvia's my aunt.
That's what I told.
I got joints uptown. So once I get into business, all that is a figment of his imagination. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense then. Yeah, he was jealous. Because now, all right, it's making sense now.
So you're saying all this, but now it's like everyone is coming because I'm in there. So Stir It Up was the place in Atlanta.
Okay.
So the reason that Stir It Up didn't work was because it was a husband and wife team. The husband did the cooking. The wife did the business, right? And again, people's egos. So now he had a case, so he had to go in. I wanted to come down there, but she didn't want me to come down there because then it takes away from who she's trying to be.
Right.
Which is, I'm a black female owner of a major restaurant in Midtown Atlanta. I'm sure she was getting plenty of props, plenty of whatever, good business sense, but it takes, like when you're dealing with, and it was a big restaurant, you know, with the bars and 2 floors and everything. When you're dealing with something that's big, it's a lot of working parts. Like when you're doing a video, it's one person.
Yeah.
When you're doing a movie or a film, it's like you got 2 cameramen, sound guy, editing guy, line director, regular director, people over your editing. It becomes a whole different story. When you got a takeout place, it's 2 workers, cook. When you're dealing with a big place, then you got waitresses, you have different cooks, you got chefs, you got dishwashers, you got this one stealing, that one stealing, that one stealing, that one stealing, that one eating. That shit adds up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ballgame. So what you have to do is you got to have a team, and everyone has to know
their position
and act upon their position to make it go right.
So you being a fixture in Queens, especially like the Southside Queens area, anything you touch basically is going to turn to gold, or anything you anything you put your mind to, you could do. How do you pick and choose what you put your energy into?
Okay, again, I'm learning, and trust me, I've learned through headaches and losing, but not losing because it's all educational. You know, it's all part of my education and part of my learning process. So now where I'm at is I try to learn who the people are.
Okay.
Exactly who they are. Because what happens is when you first meet someone, everything is all good.
Smoke and mirrors.
But after like maybe 90 days, the mask comes off.
And you really
Can't hide it forever.
Oh, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm more thorough. Like I used to do investments and have someone, a friend of mine, Gordon. We used to go. He would go over everything and tell me, okay, you should do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, he told me to do both of them restaurants.
Yeah. Speaking of it, Gordon probably owe me some money right now.
You know, so
you want that money by Monday?
Yeah, shit. I wish I could be like, that. Yo, have my money by Monday. I think I might start doing that on social media. Like, no, Nico, I need that money. Yo, that money I put in, I need my money back now. I don't have a big enough following. If I had millions, yeah, I would probably play that song. Yeah, because I got a couple of dollars out there.
All right, so now you're moving for the future. Like, what are some of your goals that you have set on right now? I know you're working on the web series. You got the restaurant. No web series?
No. I'm working on series and
movies.
And
we're not even doing. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
So how are you putting out your series? Where is it gonna be on?
Well, the series that I'm working on, they're supposed to be coming out with a platform where I am going to be the content producer. We're in contract negotiations now, so I don't want to speak on anything publicly.
Right.
But it's pretty close to. We're pretty close to inking the deal. It was just like one little thing. They do a test run. I mean, I can speak on what the platform will be, which is going to be Urban Spotlight.
Okay.
So, you know, you guys that have content, bring it to me.
Okay.
If it's worthy, because we're going to be putting marketing dollars behind it, and we do pay more than YouTube. That much I know. I'm waiting for the test run so I can get the specifics.
Okay.
As far as what I can offer people, besides the stuff that I'm like, me and my partner Shanae, we have 12 shows already written out and created for when we get the green light. Besides the show that we're doing now, which is Sister's Keeper, we got more like 3 more episodes to film. I just put the 10th episode together, so she has to like write it. But people will definitely be looking for season 2 of that. I'm hoping that it gets sold, so I can get that big check, and then I can stretch back. Then I can let you fix my credit and everything else that then got messed up for me trying to make things happen.
Okay.
So you know, like I'm the type of person like when things get tight, if I believe in what I'm doing, listen, I'm gonna sell my jewelry, I'm gonna sell my car, I'm gonna take the bus. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you want some clothes? Yo, you want a bag?
Whatever it takes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't hustle.
Yeah.
So now that I can't hustle, like things that used to be important to me are no longer important to me. And for me, I look at that as God prepared me for the big money.
Of course.
You know, because if you look, millionaires don't have, you know, these billionaires or billionaires, they don't got Gucci this and they don't got diamond chains and bracelets and, you know what I'm saying? So all that is gone. And I see that people still hold me in a high regard. So I didn't need all that. But I had to go through it to understand, like, I don't need that.
You had to go
it's
through it
just
to
me.
understand why you don't need it.
You know what I'm saying? But again, me coming up is like, yo, I want that. I want that. I want the car. Yo, I got the chain. You know, I mean, it helps, you know what I'm saying, because some people, that's their thing. That's what they look up to. So it helps with the following, you know. So that's part of what came with the following. Like, yo, he's straight. Like, yo, he got the bag.
Yeah,
like, yo, this nigga got a chain that costs 20 racks. Yo, damn, I don't even make 20 racks in the rear. But then when you go to sell a chain, you ain't even getting 10 racks. So it's like, stupid. Yo, why you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, nah, you know what? I could have took that 20 and I could have got a property, or I could have flipped it, or I could have invested with this guy here. He would have brought me in some money. And if not, I could have been like 50. Yo,
where's my money?
My bread by Monday.
That's cool.
It's true. Yeah.
Speaking on the different hustles, what do you feel like hustle is harder, the old hustle or the new hustle? I know they both come with like they're the hards and the easy.
The old hustle is nothing. You know what I'm saying? I have learned today that the real gangster is the dude that gets up and work at 9 to 5 to work, because I don't think I could have been able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I have to take my hats off. The people that we thought was suckers was really, you know what I'm saying, really was, you know, not just for this country, but for all countries. Like, y'all put it on your back. Like, like it's easy for me to go holler at Pablo or whoever and like, yo, give me whatever, and sit in the house and everything gets done. And I destroy my neighborhood. I got the riches. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, it was just my growth. So that's what I had to go through.
Obviously, with the old hustle, you're making way more money than those people who are working those 9 to 5s. How do you just like if somebody's like, oh, I want the money, I want this money, like, when does that crossover happen? When do you, if I'm working that 9 to 5 consistently, when am I going to see that money that you're making sitting on your couch?
You have to
gotta invest, bro.
You have to work your 9 to 5, and you have to get your hustle on. Not that hustle.
A different hustle.
You have to do a different hustle. Like, some people like want to act, but then okay, you act or you make films or you doing videos. Like, okay, I have I won't say names. I have a young guy that's a camera guy. So he worked. He bought all his equipment. He quit his job because now I got my equipment. Now I'm gonna make videos. All these people said they want videos, but the people that said they want videos ain't trying to spend no money. So you could have kept your job. You could have did their videos and helped get a promotion. Once the money starts coming in from your side hustle, now it can become your main hustle because now you're making more money
than you would at your job.
But you got to keep your job. Something has to pay the bills.
So why do you feel people don't do that? Why do you feel they jump out the window before they're really even available to jump out the window?
Expectations. Not expectations and not reality. Like, no one is talking to them and saying, don't do that, bro. And then you got some people that have been successful and they use that as the, like, say, for instance, kid that did Facebook. He might have been in his garage doing Facebook, but he was 18 and 20. He wasn't 40.
Yeah.
He wasn't 35. He didn't have kids. So if I'm living with my mother, and that's fine, that I'm not working and I'm doing my dream and I'm doing whatever. Like, okay, for instance, right here, where we at, right? Okay, so I know that he works or he's doing something. I don't know your history, but okay, y'all working with this, but you're trying to do something else. You got a person that all they're doing is this, and they're trying to tell an artist that's coming up, hey, give me $200, I'm going to put you on my show. Give me $300, I'm going to put you on my show. And they're making like that, and then when no one wants to pay them, what are they doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have people on social media that look like, quote unquote, they're doing it, but they sleeping on the couch.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? At their friend's house.
Exactly. Yep. The perception. Everybody. And social media is the easiest place to hide what it's really going on.
You know what it is about social media that I think that regardless of how much you try to front, the truth is going to come out.
I mean, it's an old saying, fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like me, for instance, like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm still going to hold my chest out. I'm still going to, seem like, and they're going to have a perception that, he got it, but I'm not going in the club and I'm not buying the bottles and I'm not doing whatever. Like, that's why I don't go out. Like, why am I go out? I ain't got no money to spend. You know what I'm saying? So my going out has to be a purpose. After I get the money, then I can go hang out and I can do those things that I want to do. Because I can remember before when I was starting, it was like I would just be going out and go out. You got 2 bottles. That's $500, $400. Like, some people work all week, they don't get that. So you just gotta live and you just gotta grow.
That's true. You definitely have to do it that way. A lot of people, they want to play and then work later. You gotta work before you play.
Yeah.
Have you been into reading or anything like that? Books or anything? What we usually do is kind of like ask our guests to like recommend a book or something. It doesn't have to be a book. It could be anything. What would you recommend?
The books that, all I do now is watch movies all day. Okay. I'm watching the angle, like, okay, When They See Us, right? You guys seen that?
No,
I didn't see it either.
Okay. Of course, it's a hot topic. It's
I'm actually gonna watch it tonight though.
It's about the Central Park Five, what they went through and everything else. I watched it 4 times.
Okay.
All 5 episodes?
It's 4 episodes.
Oh, 4 episodes. Okay.
I watched the first time. I'm going to watch something for the story. Second time, I'm watching it for the camera shots. Third time I watch it, I'm watching it for the subliminal messages. So, like, by the time I'm watching it the 4th time, I'm understanding, like, okay, they are telling a story, right? And this is what I be telling my writer, like, I want to do something. Like, where I'm at now, as far as this film, like, I want to do something great to change the world or the culture. So when I look at that film, they have subliminals about Trump. So, of course, it's different ways that you can look at how Trump got into office. One, blacks didn't go out to vote. They didn't like Hillary. They didn't like Trump, so they didn't go out. We have Trump, right? End of the day, right, those subliminals is showing Trump as a racist for the longest. It's bringing about awareness, right? Now when these people come with this voting things, like this is already planted. The seed has been planted, even though we may think, hey, Trump is a racist from the things that he does, right? Then I've had other people call me and tell me that, is Trump really that bad? And I said, what do you mean? And they'll go like, okay, if you have a house, right? And can someone just come over and just sit up in your crib?
No.
Okay, so he said, yo, if you look at Trump and the United States as his house, and he doesn't want these Mexicans illegally in his crib, would you let an illegal person come sit in your crib?
No.
So I told him, and I was like, yo, I never thought of it that way. It's just an eye-opener. You know what I'm saying? I might have went off of what I was saying, but this is just something that this is just something that happens to me, or happened to me. Is like sometimes you got to look at different perspectives, and my business is like different lenses. Like it's a lens to the street. It's a lens to how the people got the drugs over here. Yeah. It's a difference why crack became so important, because crack was only supposed to go into the hood, but crack just went crazy, and then you had the white people. Do you think that if the blacks with the heroin and whatever that's not morphine, whatever that other stuff they put in there that they're going crazy for, and whites is
Molly's or opium?
No, it's not Molly's. It's not opium. It's something else that they put in there now. Fentanyl. Okay.
Thanks, cameraman.
Thanks, cameraman. So fentanyl. You think now they're coming up with a charge for fentanyl
because it's getting into the whites?
Because now it's getting into the other communities. If it was just here,
it is black.
Yeah, it's just a black thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, now I just have awareness, because before it's like, now if I'm in the street, get me fentanyl, because I can make a ton of money with it, because I can take this and double what I was making before. I'm not caring about all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing the bigger picture. So what happens is a lot of us get caught up
in the system.
In this, I may not can explain it right, and I don't know if everyone can get what I'm saying, but the shit is kind of like deep. So, now that I'm elevating myself as far as the knowledge and about the culture and everything, like I want to create something like I don't want to do, like I started off with the bang bang shoot 'em up, and trust me, I like the action scenes, but I wanted to say more than just.
I want a message.
Yeah, I want a message, not people in the projects and we hustling, because everybody's doing
it's the same thing over and over and over.
I want to do something different.
I could definitely relate to what you're saying, because I feel like now when I do a lot of watching of interviews and things like that, and when I watch those interviews, I'm watching it for like the type of hustle they're on. Like I'm listening to like their story, what they went through, what changed in their life, what are they doing right now to get the type of success that they're achieving right now. So I think when you're watching something, you kind of want to pick and choose what you get out of it. I know the masses watch it just for entertaining, but I feel like if you're like a real hustler, a real grinder, you're watching for those gems. You're watching to pick out like, oh, this guy did this. He hopped on a plane to go speak to this person or do that, and position himself in the right area. So I could definitely relate to watching something, to picking and choosing or deciphering exactly what you're getting out of it.
You always have to lose before you gain. That's something that I'm learning. That's like my bookkeeper will be like, Luke, you just got to stay at it. Trust me, I do people's books. You're getting ready to blow up. Everybody loses everything before they gain everything.
True.
So sometimes that inspires me, and sometimes I don't want to hear that
Yeah.
shit.
I know that go.
Nah, definitely not.
Especially, it's easy to tell somebody that when they're not going through it. when you're actually going through hell, you don't see the brighter picture. You know it's coming, but you just don't see it.
And my hell might be more than your hell, because like I can remember, like again, I had a young cameraman and be like, man, this is hard, this is rough. And he'd be like, yo, you got new designer shit on every day. I'm walking home. I'm like, yo, dude, I got 5,000 of bills a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my bad is not your bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my bad is I still have to do, even though it's bad for me. You may not understand my bad. Like, I don't want to be at your bad. Like, I got to stay at someone's house and I got to walk to Brooklyn from Queens. Like, that's the ultimate bad. Bad for me is what a regular person does. I got to take the bus and the train. Yeah. That's bad for me. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with it. Because I'm used to driving. My license is suspended. I got arrested, so I ain't driving. Yeah. I can't afford Ubers and cabs every day because that's going to come up to $50 to $100 a day, which is going to come up to like $600 to $700, $500 to $700 on Uber, which comes up to $2,000 a month. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the money's going in, you're not counting the money like that. Of course. But again, like I said, this prepares me so when I have $1 million, I'm going to take the bus and the train. Because there's nothing wrong with taking the bus and the train. Of course. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look at it like. God is just showing me a different way. Route. So when it does come, you'll be better prepared for it, and you won't waste what you've wasted before. And I'm not saying what I did before was a waste because it was a learning experience. There you go. But I ain't gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see me buy a $50,000 chain.
Again,
not gonna do it.
So you came up with a lot of legends. You being a legend yourself, you're surrounded about so many people. Some people probably went on to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Some people are probably sitting in the feds, or God rest their soul, probably dead right now. What do you feel like separated those people who were doing the same thing coming up as you, who went off to make those millions, and what those people who are like in jail or not here anymore? Like, what do you think? What was that transition?
All right.
Was changed?
I'm gonna put yourself into the mindset of people that came up in my era, right? Number one, you don't think that it's gonna end, right? Number two, money is like a power. When you have some money and people jump through the window for you, you think you can do anything. So you're not fearful of things that you should be mindful of. Like, nigga, I'm scared of the feds. So you have some people that they get so much money, they just like, man, fuck, F them.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they gonna be like, yo, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if we have to go at them, because you have to remember, not even pay them off. It's just like, you have to remember, I came from a group of people that decided that it's okay to kill a police officer.
Yeah.
It's okay to kill a parole officer. Oh, he violated me. Nigga, he was doing his job. He can't violate. He can't let you stay out when you have a case when there's $500,000 worth of drugs and $200,000. Like, he has to violate. He works for someone. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do that, you might as well whatever. So
that's
true
though.
Even though, like I said, it wasn't supposed to went how it went from what I've heard. Like, but still, it's like you told some people to beat them up or whatever they did, or whatever they took into their own hands. But just the thought, you understand what I'm saying? Just the thought. Like, I've been in jail where people would say, like, and I may be going home like, I don't care about no money. I just want beef. But you got $2 million or $20 million. You're in a jail cell. Yeah. No one's gonna do anything to you, but you're telling your soldiers, you know, and they're gonna do whatever it is because you're helping to keep their families fed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, what happens is to me, it's like they get power struck. when you're in that lifestyle.
Okay.
Now, when you're in this lifestyle, you understand the game a lot better, and you start moving your chess pieces accordingly, and then you insulate yourself, and you would never do anything like that because you have too much to lose. But in that other lifestyle, it's about. That's what it's about. It's about, as they say, being about your business. It's about that. It's about like, yo, someone disrespects you, like, yo, they getting it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's about talking about it and taking them to court. I'm not going to say someone gets me mad and I'm going to be like, okay, like I said, it's in my mind. The thought flashes, but that's not what I'm doing. But back then, the thought flashes and that's what you're doing.
How do you not make back then affect what's going on now? Like, does your past ever come to hunt you or anything like that?
My past may come to haunt me. Like, I think that what it is that, okay, me coming up, someone talking back to me, doesn't happen. Now, someone talking back to you and exuberating a high level of octane in their voice happens on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the girls. Like, but back then, no one's saying nothing because back then it's like, oh, okay, get him, bring him in the basement, drag him down there. You know, do whatever you're doing. So it's just that's the difference. So you have to learn, like, you can't do that. Like, you know, you have to learn when someone takes your money and jerks you. Like, you can't go kick the door in and drag them out their bed and bring them out. You just can't do it.
Was it hard to adjust to that?
I guess it was a gradual change because, you know, like in the 90s, I was on the run for like 9 or 10 years. So you kind of like learn to go back it differently because now you got people that can call and say, hey, he's in there. So it was kind of like a little bit laid back a little bit or going away from. It wasn't that, like, I don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a whole different lifestyle. You that you can't do. And if the thought comes, you gotta, it comes and it goes. Like, you might see a movie where it shows like the dude is taking the person's head off and then it comes back and they're just talking normal because that's what's in his mind. So I may argue with someone and be like, you know, like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, okay. But my mind is like, okay, I'm going to get them downstairs. I'm going to put the plastic underneath them. I'm going to tie them up and I'm going to come back and get them. But I'm not going to come back to get them. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, they're already tied up in the chair, you know, all types of stuff. But, you know, and that probably is someone's memory. That probably goes through someone's mind that didn't even live through what I lived. You know what I'm saying? But what I lived is a reality. What they thinking is completely fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So I just, like I said, again, I like to be out here.
Of course.
I like my, you know, I like the kids. You know what I'm saying? I like my grandkids. I have a crazy time with them. I enjoy
as you should
being out here.
You're not going to jeopardize that.
No.
And we take it back, like being on the run and things of that nature. How is that life? Like what is that? I know you're constantly like probably looking over your back and being on the run. Where are you running to? Like,
well. Okay. I'll just tell you the story.
Okay.
Quick, right? So, I was on parole, and this is like 92. Parole calls me in, and the parole officer is telling me that, hey, you know, whoever became the supervisor of Queens was a parole officer when something happened with the parole officer in the 80s.
Okay.
He became a supervisor. So when my name comes up, you know, he's telling the parole officer, like, yo, what's up with this dude? So they made me quit my job because they said I'm getting paid too much money. They made me...
How did they make you quit your job?
Because they said, we don't want you to work there anymore.
They
said, we don't want you to work there anymore.
Okay.
We want to put you on strict supervision. I've been home 18 months. So I went and spoke to an elder. And he said, well, if they catch you, you can't get no more time than you already got. And I was like, okay, forget it. So I went on the run from parole, started getting, catching other cases along the way. And finally I got tired. What happens is I would get arrested, like back then, it's not like now. So back then, I keep some chapstick on me. I get arrested, I put in the grooves of my fingerprints. This is the first time I ever got arrested. They fingerprint me, it doesn't come up until much later. I get out, I'm never coming back to court
of course.
again.
Yeah.
So that's how I used to get over. Again, it's a different thing. You have technology. You can't do that no more. It's not working no more. You know, they got the computer. The thing comes up right there. It's not the ink.
Exactly.
You know, so that's how I used to change my fingerprints back in the days to keep running. So actually, when they finally caught me, and then what would happen is if they would run into the house where I got arrested from, and say they went into a house, I mean, I might be like, oh, I wasn't there for 18 months ago. And then the gap started closing 18 months. Then it was a year. Then it was 6 months. Then it's 4 months.
So they're
then it's
catching
30
up to
days. Like, oh, shit. So then it was like, yo, let me go in. And then when I went to turn myself in.
What made you turn yourself in?
Tired.
I hear that. A lot of people who turn themselves, they get tired of running.
Yeah, because, you know, what was actually happening is when it was time for me to go, I would just go someplace that I never went. Because if they're talking to someone and they're saying, well, where does he be at?
Yeah.
They're going to tell them all the places I be at. So I always went somewhere where I never went. A different city, a different town. So I would go all the way down to the East Coast. From Baltimore to D.C. to Virginia to North Carolina, to different parts of North Carolina, to South Carolina, to Atlanta, to Alabama, to Miami. So once I started getting to Miami, they started coming in closer.
Okay.
And of course, I never told the girls or whoever I was with, you know, who I was, what I was doing. So because I don't want, when they come, the first thing they're going to say is, hey, if you don't tell us, you're going to get 5 years.
Of course, yeah.
For obstruction of justice.
So they didn't know.
They didn't know to say. So, I mean, that's how I moved. Even when I got caught, when they came to see me in the bullpen, they was just like, yo, you know, we got to give it to you. You're not like the average dude. Like, you gave us a run for your money. And I would say, but you didn't catch me.
Exactly.
Turn myself in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, that's just my story. So that's why people be like, oh, you should write the book. So it's like, you know, you should do the film. But if I put all that in and then I'm successful, then it means something. But if I just pull that in, that's just like another street nigga, because it's another dude in another city, in another state that has the same story. What makes mine's different? What's going to make mine's different is, yo, he did this, that.
And now look at him.
People got that. Now look at him. That's the story.
And that's why it's like Jay-Z, like why his story is so important, because of where he's at now. But like as you said before, people do that all the time.
Yeah, when I went to the feds, like you would think like, yo, those dudes was doing their thing, like compared to some of them people that I met from other places, like it's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah.
Nothing, bro. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's getting like thousands of keys, like, And even when we discuss in the 80s, when I look at the price, like I might have been paying 30, and these dudes was paying 10, like 10
to that margin right there.
You know, like that's already an extra 20 on top. You know what I'm saying? And then you put in, if you're doing 10 a week, that's an extra 200 a week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, if I was only making 10 and I'm doing 5, like if I was with them, that would be, instead of 50, I'm making 150. Wow. You know, so it's just like, it's a whole bunch of 4-block radiuses. Don't think that your block is
the best,
bigger and better than everyone else, because guess what? There's someone over you all the time, which goes to, hey, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
Agreed. Title back.
Bring it back full circle.
Nah, that's good. That's good. All right, so where can people find you? Like, where can people find you if somebody wants to hit you up?
All right, so if you want to hit me up on Instagram, I'm on Facebook too, but it's mostly Instagram.
Okay.
Luc, LucRstephen. If you're in Queens, you could always stop by Vibes and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Luke," and leave a note. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. But nah, you just DM me. Most of the time, I'm not that. I don't have. I do have an assistant, but I do answer my DMs.
Okay, cool.
So just social media, Luc Stephen.
And for that best restaurant in Queens, what's the address for that restaurant so people go check it out? What kind of food you guys have there? What do you guys do on the weekends? Let us say about that too.
Vibes is 14306 Liberty Avenue, and there's also one on Merrick.
You got two locations?
No, it's two locations. There's two Vibes. The other one is on Merrick and Baisley. The one on Liberty, that's like the home for me.
Okay.
And Tuesdays is $2 Tuesdays. Fridays is old school Fridays, which is great. And of course, the world famous brunch that everybody loves, the brunch on Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With the bottomless mimosas, those are the things to go for.
So what is $2 Tuesdays?
$2 Tuesdays is mostly your kind of crowd because no one wants to spend no money and they got drinks all day.
Sounds like my kind of crowd.
The girls can buy drinks all day for $2. So if you're trying to go fishing, all the young girls is in there on Tuesdays.
I'll bring my fishing bowl.
And then $10 you done bought her 5 drinks. 5 drinks?
Yeah.
$2 drinks? Trust me, you get you a root drink, it's over
I love it. Yo, thanks for coming out. We appreciate your time. Thank you for coming and sit down with us. Thank you.
Listen, man, I like you guys. You guys are young. You're trying to do your thing. So
appreciate it.
Because trust me, wouldn't be doing all this.
Hold on, one more thing. What we like to do is we like to, when we have a guest on, we want them to give a quote.
As far as
anything, a quote that comes to your head. It could be either from you or it could be
a quote that comes from your head.
We're gonna let you think about it. We're gonna plug our stuff, then we're gonna let you think about it. So you have like 2 minutes to think of this quote.
You can look at your phone.
Oh no! I think I have the quote, and I don't know if the quote came from Jay-Z or Martin Luther King.
All right, so you can look at it while we plug everything in. All right, so for anyone who needs credit repair, you can hit me up. You can hit me up on Instagram at hansomekelly_. You can also check out the website hansomekelly.com if you need credit repair, if you want to learn more about Forex, and if you want to contact Kadeem.
You can hit me up at Kadeem Brown. The O&W is a O. If you want to sit down with the best financial advisor in New York or the world, you can sit down and talk to me. I do budgeting, I do investments, portfolio management. If you have a small company, I do 401ks, pension matches, and all that good stuff. So anything finance related, personal finance related, just hit me up and we can make it happen. I have an office in the city. I have an office in Long Island, so let's make it happen. So,
you rich. I'm trying to we got 2 offices.
We're getting there.
Well, I don't exactly know how the quote is, but I think it was like, if you can crawl, damn. I don't know.
I know which one you're talking about.
Which one? Say it.
If you could, first you gotta learn how to crawl, then you gotta learn how to walk, run,
first you gotta learn how to crawl.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
So no, you can say it. You can say it.
Yo, you're gonna have to edit him out. Put me in. Yo, listen, man. If you can crawl. If you can walk. If you can run. But just keep doing everything until you fly.
I love it. I
put my own spin on it.
Yeah, you did.
Take care, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.